What do you think on you? Do you like the clone? Is that a yes? I'm gonna guess that's a no. Hey guys, Hourglass Eyes here, and I'm ashamed to say it, but I'm here. I got the Orca clone. Julian, please don't be angry with me, but I had to get one to see, what it was like. So, let's get into it and talk about it. So size-wise, it's about the same length. Yeah, pretty much the same length handles as the Monarch. The blade, uh, yeah, the blades are about the same size too. The weight, Monarch, way lighter, way better balanced for flipping. This thing is really heavy. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, this thing is a lot heavier than this, and this doesn't even have speed channels. Okay. It doesn't look like there's that much more material in the handles, but there could be. And this does have little, I don't know if I ever showed this up close, but these Monarch V2s, if I can get it to see in there, because the lighting is a little bit wonky, but there you go. They've got these little milled pockets out of them to reduce the weight. This does not have that, obviously. But the channel itself is the same width all the way down. On something like the Monarch, it gets wider. There you go. See, it gets wider while it's on its way down to the bottom. The amount of material on the end, that seems to be about the same. Maybe the Monarch has a little bit more. Yeah, just about the same. Fit and finish, Monarch. Obviously, I had issues with my Monarch right from the get-go. I'm not going to hold that against Julian this time because the problem ended up just going away. So there's that. So this thing did have bushing problems. So let's talk about that a little bit more. Quick sound test. Just can't do aerials today with this thing. Alright, so that's how this thing sounds. Since I seem to always get this comment, this is the type of silicone oil I use. Aim top, high concentration. Silicone oil. This stuff lasts forever. It's a pretty big bottle. So this thing is not balanced exactly like I think the real orca is. I don't own a real orca. So Julian, if you see this video, hit me up. I would love to buy a real orca and support you. So I want to get that right out the way. I do not support clones. I really do not like that this was cloned. Julian and I seem to, I mean, we're kind of friends, so, you know, I was really disappointed to see that the orca was cloned in this sort of way. That being said, I hate to say this, but, you know, as per my view on clones, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't give this thing a fair shot, being that I say that clones are not really something I see that negatively. I'm just sad and disappointed that it happened to one of my friends. So, that being said, going to give it a fair shot. I'm going to tell you about it, review it, and yeah, so I'll tell you what I think. So, first of all, the milling on this thing is actually fairly good. I mean, really decent milling. Especially considering it's a pinsless design. They were able to replicate that very well. Blade shape, yeah, that's orca, alright. It is sort of neat that they offer a trainer with the titanium handles. Because Julian offers the orca trainer, but it has a titanium blade with G10 handles. And that's fine. That's really cool too. In fact, I would probably prefer that, because this is a bit heavy for me. But that being said, you know, it is cool for the people who want the titanium handles. The anodization, also fairly good. The like finish of it is like a matted stone wash, which is basically the same as what my Monarch has, and so that's also kind of nice. The pivots on this thing, they're less than good. I will point that out right now. Hardware on this thing sucks. Fucking terrible hardware, okay? And unlike a lot of other clones, you cannot put M3 screws on this. I attempted to fit M3 screws and they just would not fit. So, to anyone who is expecting... Oh, shit. To anyone who is expecting to put M3 screws on this thing to make it flip better, you can't do that. Jeez. For some reason, I can't get my middle finger chaplains to go today, so no more of that. As I try one. But, so I've dropped it 2 times on video, so let me talk about that. The durability, I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, you hear that? That's tap. There you go. It's got tap, and I dropped it on the carpet. And I wouldn't say I dropped it very hard. I mean, I slam other knives pretty hard, and they don't get tapped. So, the durability of this thing's tolerance, not great. And that comes down to the funky bushing system that this has. So this is the bushing version, not the bearing. I prefer bushings over bearings, so I wanted to get this version. So, the bushings that this uses, it has bushings that are a whole lot wider than the blade, and then a washer goes around the bushing, all the way around. So, I think that's called a floating washer system. Forgive me if I get this wrong. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. They gave me extra bushings, and 3 out of 3 of them, pretty much all of them, I don't know why I said it in a weird way, but all of the bushings on the one side were oversized. So I guess that's nice. Actually, I take that back. One was undersized, but it wasn't undersized when I opened up the packaging. But I don't know. That one was weird. One of them was weird. The other two were oversized, so I had to tune it down with some sandpaper. Oop. Not sure what I'm doing here with my fingers. Weight on this thing, it is very handle heavy. Very handle heavy. It does not like to do certain tricks. One of those being my little middle finger chaplain move right there. That you start from the bite handle and fan into a chaplain. It does not like to do that at all. But it is good in a lot of aspects, and I wouldn't really like to say that, especially about something that I'm not happy was cloned, but again, Julian, please don't be mad at me. But this thing is actually not that bad for the money. Obviously, I know that the whole demographic for this knife is not going to be the same type of people who can afford to buy an actual JK design orca. For the most part. For the most part, pretty much anybody who is looking at this has only got the $100 to spend. They're not looking to spend $1,000 on an orca. So, but for the $100, I would say this thing is actually worth it. You know, I wouldn't want to suggest that you buy this over the real thing. So I really want to support Julian's work and keep him flourishing and help him out. But if you can only afford one Bally and you really want it to be pinsless with titanium channels, with speed channel, you know, this thing's got a lot going for it for its price. I will give it that. The fragility of it when you drop it, I mean, yeah, the tap is not that bad, but it bothers me. The bushing system, funky. The weight, a little bit funky. They're all livable things, and that's what this is like, this is a very good knife if you're willing to live with the fact that it's got some cons. You know, weight being one of them. Very, very hefty knife. It's heavier than my Tropos Bally. The Kaiju, which I ended up selling, and that was a very hefty Bally. So would I suggest buying this? If you have the money for an orca, get an actual orca. If you're just a regular Balisong person and all you can afford is clones, or you live in an area where all you can get is clones, then yeah, this thing is pretty top-notch, I must say. If it's your only option, get it. If you can get an actual orca, get an actual orca. You'll be a lot more happy with it. Julian will be a lot more happy with the support. So that's all I have to say about this. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And as always, peace.